So Starcodes Academy.
Yes.
Where did that begin?
It began with you.
Yes,
I believe.
That is true.
Yeah.
I started just when COVID-19 first came to Iceland, and we had our first lockdown. I had just a few months back, I had been given this big iPad Pro, and I used it for my music, but I hadn't been using it for drawing at all. My daughter, she downloaded an app into the iPad, and she was always drawing something, and I just felt, that's something I should maybe try doing, because I have been doing psychic art for a long time, and I think in March 2020, I mean, time really goes fast. Was it 2020?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. I sat down with my iPad and I started drawing, and I could just feel this like immediate connection or plug-in to spirit. And I started drawing all kinds of pictures, and they developed really fast into something that I could, just the energy of working with this was so intense. I was sitting for like 8-10 hours a day just drawing because I couldn't stop. And I remember that I had drawn I had been sending you some like photos of my screen for some time, but I think when I was up to maybe 60 or 80 photos, we decided to meet and just try to find out what was going on.
We had them printed.
Yes, we had them printed.
Spread them all over my flat.
Yes.
Started looking at this, and we thought we were looking at cards.
Yeah, oracle cards.
An oracle deck. Yeah.
But that changed quite soon.
Yes.
After we decided to just trust our instincts, and because we really felt that we had to channel something.
Yeah. We sat down. Connected with Archangel Metatron.
Yeah. He was the first one who came through.
Yes, and that's when the magic started.
Yes. And he told us that in this packet of photos were light codes from ancient Atlantis, or ignition codes that had been situated in the chakras of humankind since Atlantean times. To help people with their ascension process into the fifth dimension, we needed to help by igniting these codes. And that took us on a big adventure.
We first discovered which codes we should be working with, and we decided to sit down every week from, I believe, May 2020, and work with one code at a time, with one chakra, one code, and channel material. And we connected with an archangel, with a dragon, and with an ascended master for each and every chakra, for each and every light code. And we ignited the codes within ourselves. And
which was crazy.
Oh my God. That was an amazing journey. So we took, 13 weeks to go through this?
Yes.
Because we are working with the 12 chakras. We took 1 week off. And then we started again. We started the process again. We went again through every chakra. We channeled more material. Channeled material, additional material for everything. And we continued for 13 weeks. And that was another crazy journey.
And it was a process that was very clear that this process had to be based on trust, because we were not allowed to see further than 1 or 2 weeks into the future.
Exactly.
And the only thing we knew is that we were channeling something that was really important, and that's something that we will build our life's work on. But we didn't know how it would work, what the system would be. It was just like making one puzzle at a time, and we didn't really have the the tools to put them together yet.
We didn't have the full picture, so
no,
we were just trying to piece the puzzles together. And
for two women like us that are like project management driven, that always have to have like, what are we doing? What is the process? Where are we going? It was a big challenge.
It was a huge challenge. But also a lot of work for ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to go through a lot of things that we hadn't released, even though we've been on the spiritual path for 15 years, then still we had a lot more to release, a lot more to work through. Yeah. And we did it together. Yeah. And often it was very related what we were going through. Yes. Even though our lives have been quite different. Yeah. But this really helped us then realize what could be done with the material that we had channeled. Yeah. And we were told early on in the process that we had to take a test group through the material, and we were given names of people, and we started that group in January 2021. And then we channeled additional material. So there's a lot.
There's a lot of material
channeled. And we channeled attunements and a lot of meditations.
I think the attunements and meditations are probably over 70 now.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And additional material, additional ceremonies, homework, all kinds of things that people go through. And we took the test group through everything.
In a very short period of time.
Yep.
And they were so brave.
They were really, really brave.
They were so brave.
But we knew, because they were selected by the Archangel Metatron to do this, then we knew they could. And that was another exercise in trust. Yeah. Obviously, they had to accept to be part of the group. But it was a roller coaster ride for them as well as us, because we went through everything the third time with them.
Yeah. And the results from that group were that this was a program that worked.
It does work.
It does work. It really works. And we experienced just in our own journeys like profound changes in our own lives. And we saw the same for our students. Yeah. And that was just so humbling to watch, and just to be able to be a part of someone's journey like that. And I think that's when I realized, okay, I understand the feeling of, saving the world, but I'm just going to do it one person at a time, That's the only way, we can do it.
If we can touch people's hearts and we can support them on their journey, and see that what we have channeled, what we have been given, which is a huge privilege, and we are very, very grateful for, then, that's what, then we have changed the world. If we can help people make their own changes, to be living from their heart, to be, to allow themselves to show who they really are. Because I think that's what we have discovered the most, is that it has supported us to really be ourselves, be who we came to Earth to be.
But we have plans to go overseas with the program. Yeah. And we have been told that we will start in the UK. So it's very exciting to see how that will happen and develop. We just know that this material has to go out to people on a wider scale.
It's relevant right now.
It's really relevant, and we need to help as many people as we possibly can
to change the world.
To change the world.